Hi Cancer, welcome to your monthly reading. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. It might not resonate with all of you, so don't forget to check your other placements and just take whatever will serve you best. So we're going to do our usual 4 cards, starting with what the current energy is, which I just flipped over 4 of Wands here. We'll keep going before I do my full analysis. 4 of Wands for the current energy, then we're going to look at the main block, and then what is emerging, and finally what the advice is, and then we end with our little love forecast. So let's keep going with what the main block is. Judgment. Self-judgment, probably. That's what I think. What is emerging? 8 of Swords. And what's the advice? Ace of Pentacles. Okay. Okay, Cancer. I've just started clarifying a bunch with our first card. Let's take a look. So, current energy, 4 of Wands. I feel like for those of you who are in relationships, like things have been going really well. This is a card of celebration. This is a card of equal partnership, of strong foundation, of friendship. Oh, of giving and receiving, of emotional maturity and maturation and growth. There's your water for our Cancers. And of trust. The 2 of Swords, this is one of those cards that can kind of go either way, just depending. And right now I'm feeling the 2 of Swords is just speaking to me about trust. That the current energy for you right now is about trusting that you're exactly where you need to be right now, trusting in your relationships, trusting that that you have support. You have people who have your back. Even if you might not, even if you're in a moment of indecision, or at just a moment, but a chapter of indecision right now, like that's the other interpretation of 2 of Swords, is this idea of you're at a crossroads. You're at a crossroads, you don't know which way you're gonna go, you don't know what's next, you can't really see what the right path is for you, right? Like all of that is in the 2 of Swords too. But there's a trust there. There's no panic. There's just a trust that you're gonna know, the answer's gonna reveal itself to you, and that your emotional intuition is going to come through, right? We have both water elements going on here. Your intuition, that's something that is always going to be a guiding force for you. So it's trusting that things are going to work out. That's all it is. And that you're going to be supported, that people are going to come through for you, and that that, yeah, you don't need to stress about it. You don't need to stress about whatever this decision is you're trying to make right now. Whatever it is about the future that you just can't see, that you can't envision, that you can't, you feel like you can't commit to right now, it's okay. That's the energy right now, is both indecision and trusting that uncertainty. As contradictory as that might sound, the idea of trusting something that you don't know, that you can't know. So, what's the block? Well, judgment, as I said, self-judgment. The block is also this idea that you're waiting, you could be waiting for some big sign, this big awakening, because you feel like there just has to be some big reveal that's gonna like make it so obvious to me what I need to do, which way I need to turn. And that kind of holding on to that notion that there's going to be a literal like calling for you, that might be what is kind of delaying you, actually. Not to say that, this calling might not to say that this calling isn't going to come. For some of you, it might be the opposite. It might be that the calling you feel is so strong, is so obvious, that it scares the shit out of you, actually. It scares you so much because it's so obvious that this is like you need to go on this path, that it in turn paralyzes you. Let's clarify a little bit. 3 of Cups. Show me more about what the block is for Cancer. Three of Swords and 3 of Cups. Well, that's not confusing at all. Oops. Okay. I gotta clarify this. Like, what? Clarify the 3 of Swords for me. Queen of Wands. I might have to sit with this a bit more. Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. 3 of Swords, 3 of Cups. I mean, it's kind of all over the place. It might just be speaking to several different scenarios. So, okay, let's take a look at this first, because there's an obvious reading with this. For some of you, there's some third-party action that might be going on. If you're in a relationship or if you're in a situationship, there might be some drama that's gonna happen or has happened. And that's really gonna kind of put throw a wrench into the relationship. And that's gonna be something that's unfortunately just gonna be obviously hard to deal with. So there's that. A. B, looking at the Queen of Wands and Queen of Pentacles. Again, I feel like this links back to this idea of the indecision and the trusting. And some of you are still finding it hard to really trust yourself and to trust your own power and your own worth. The Queen cards I read recently are all about embodiment. So whatever element the Queen is in, that's like what they're embodying. Queen of Pentacles embodies, practicality, embodies your habits, your behaviors, your actions that affect the material circumstances you're in, your kind of day-to-day actions, the chores you have to do, acts of self-care, feeding yourself, moving yourself. Queen of Wands is to do with that passion. So again, we're talking about this idea of your calling and what that is, and whether you're waiting for it for too long or whether you're not acting on it if it's already come. So it comes down to the lack of trust in this, the Queen energy that you embody within yourself. You're not trusting yourself, you're not trusting your own worth and your own potential. That's what's holding you back right now. So what's emerging, well, no surprise if you're going to be in this state here, what's emerging is going to be this sense, like this is what I'm talking about when this Two of Swords can very easily devolve into our Eight of Swords, where now you're really being bound and trapped by indecision, versus at this point, which is the current energy again. So don't forget, this is where you are, this is what you can harness, is finding freedom in that uncertainty, finding possibility, and finding this kind of like calm expansiveness in uncertainty. If you dwell on it too long, however, or if you come about it in a way where you're negatively, judging that uncertainty or judging yourself because of that uncertainty, then it's going to morph into Eight of Swords, where this person is still blindfolded, but they're even more coiled up and entangled in their own negative self-talk and self-limiting beliefs, and just like more being trapped by the kind of circular thoughts that come with not trusting and questioning what your purpose is. So what's the advice? Ace of Pentacles. It's an opportunity card. The advice is to take the opportunities that come. The advice is also to be that person who's going to give yourself opportunity. That's not who's going to give yourself permission to take what you really want. Clarify this a bit. Tell me more about the Ace of Pentacles and the advice for Cancer. Yeah. Ten of Swords. Who else got this? I think it was Leo. So Nine of Swords, Ten of Swords. The advice is kind of to let go in a way. Like it's to, because what was it? What did I tell Leo? It was like, just think of the worst that can happen. Just like actually say it out loud and then release yourself from that. As soon as you name it, it's not going to be as bad as you think. Even if the worst was to happen, like what is it that you actually fear, first of all? What is it? Failure? Like heartbreak? Losing someone? Like whatever it is, like confront it and acknowledge it and give it space. And don't be afraid to, like, don't try to avoid it. Don't think you need to fix it. Just like meet it. And as soon as you do, it's going to open up that space for you to be like, oh, okay, well, I just said it out loud, and I'm still here, and I'm still capable of making a choice. I'm still capable of answering my calling. I'm still capable of giving myself what I need, and giving, even giving others opportunity. I'm in a position, I'm still here, basically. I still have agency. That's the advice. Just confront it, whatever it is that you're most scared of, and then go out into the world and hopefully like see things with like a clear eye, and see the circumstances where you're able to grasp and hold on to something concrete that can empower you. And it can be anything. It doesn't have to be something huge. It can be like small actions, small habits, small choices. Those all add up. So Cancer, will end with, let's go back to what was this? The weird cards that came up. Oh yeah, let's go back to this for our love forecast, because these two were kind of like just jumped out of nowhere. I just had another thought, actually. Talking about like what the worst fears are, like I was so confused by these two cards, but now I feel like when it comes to seeing it all together, this might not be happening for real, guys. Like, this might be part of the block for some of you right now when it comes to your relationships or when it comes to connections. Could be that you're just really in a state of paranoia about potential like cheating or third-party energy, or not feeling completely chosen, especially if like right now the relationship is still kind of early stages or finding itself. Like this might be the mental block for you, is like thinking that, oh, there's someone else they're interested in, or there's an ex, or whatever it is. Like, but all I'm saying is that it might not actually be the case. It might just be like, this is your mind going down that path. But let's take a look at what the love forecast is. Four of Swords. Yeah, you need to take a break from that, Cancer. Just like chill. Sorry, I don't want to be too rude about it, but you might just need to give your mind a break from playing out the worst fantasies. Give yourself a break. Like, if you've done it once, don't keep replaying that, because that's not helpful if you just stay stuck in that kind of fantasy. Nine of Wands, you're just going to tire yourself out. Yeah. This fear of heartbreak or this fear of being cheated on, it could have come from what's happened to you in the past, and it's starting to replay itself in this current relationship, potentially. This fear of being betrayed, of having your heart broken, and all it's doing is taking your focus off of the actual relationship that for all I know, it could actually be amazing. And maybe that is why your mind's going down these darker paths, is because it does feel like it's too good to be true, or you just can't let yourself accept that you're happy or accept that this wonderful person is in your life. So you're just kind of looking for anything to hold on to, that, or you're looking for excuses that it's not going to work out. You're manufacturing these scenarios that don't exist, but it's causing you real pain, because our brains don't know the difference between like reality and fantasy. If you're going to start imagining all this stuff, or worrying about it, then it is going to have an effect on how you see that person and how you see the relationship, even if like nothing's actually happened. So Cancer, take a break. And if you're single, same thing. Like, it could just be the past has really lately been haunting you. You've just been thinking about things that have gone wrong in the past, or past hurts, all of that. And just tiring yourself out once again. So the love forecast is to let that go, and to just be nice to yourself. Be nice to yourself, and stop thinking about things that are just causing you pain, because you don't deserve that. Okay? All right, Cancer, I hope you have a beautiful rest of the month, and I'll see you in your next reading. Bye.